Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to the most magical podcast in the Midwest, the Magic in the Midwest podcast, starring USA Today best-selling author J.B. Michaels and his more successful wife, Ashley Michaels. And now, your hosts. Oh, man. Hello, everybody, man. Oh, man, it has been a while.
It has.
And we'll explain why, but everything is okay, thankfully. Knock on wood. This is the Magic in the Midwest podcast. I am J.B. Michaels. Yes, the announcer is correct. I am a two-time USA Today best-selling author. And of many books. 15 is coming out soon.
It's kind of attractive.
That's good. I mean... I'm glad you still find me attractive.
Yeah.
And then, check out those books. This is the 66th episode of the Magic in the Midwest podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. We are, on every platform, podcast platform, YouTube, like and subscribe to us. Rate and review us on Apple Podcasts and different spots. We also have exclusive episodes available through Bandcamp at the moment, magicinthemidwestpodcast.bandcamp.com. We have a wife that is making slitty eyes, like she's like, I don't know what's happening. What are you doing?
I'm just testing some things. Facial movements.
She's testing facial movements. That is a thing that is happening right now. And then, of course, our podcast is also, opened us up to lots of new people and meeting lots of great people, and one of which is, or one of whom?
One of whom?
One of who is? One of whom?
Whom?
Whom or who? All right.
Either one. It is Emily. We talk about her every time that we are on the podcast. She is amazing. She's very knowledgeable, and she is a Disney vacation planner. I mean, she's a vacation planner, but she specializes in Disney and Universal.
Yes.
And she is who you should get in touch with if you are looking to book a trip. Guys, seriously, we don't really recommend people unless we really can back it and believe in them. She's amazing. If you're gonna book a trip, she's the person to contact. She can do everything that you need to do, including fast passes and dining and all of it.
Yeah, she's fantastic.
She is, and she's in Disney right now.
I'm jealous.
Super jealous.
I am jealous.
The best way to reach her is via email, and her email is emily@magicalmousetravel.com. And then just, if you do head over there, let her know that we sent you over.
Yeah, there you go. Let her know that we sent you, because that helps us. It helps us. We like to know, if we're
helping her.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, she's always sharing our podcast, and she just sent us a bunch of food and treats because
we're buds.
We were in need.
We're friends.
Yes, we're. Yeah, I definitely think of us as friends. She's great to talk to.
Again, and I'm not going to harp on this too much, but again, we apologize for our lack of a podcast last week. We had some health issues. Ash, of course, is the one who had the health issues, as usual.
Who's shocked?
I told you every time we miss a podcast, that's why.
It was kind of serious, though.
It was, but she's alive still, which is good.
Is it?
It's fine because
it's fine.
We have a life insurance policy on her now,
it's
so
fine.
It's good.
What if I were to describe you still being alive as it's fine?
It's fine. Because we have a life insurance policy, so, on her, so it's great.
So if I had died, it would have been fine.
Right, it would have been a windfall.
Would have been fine.
It would have been a windfall of...
fineness.
Anyway, so, no, but she's good now, so don't worry. Your favorite podcast host, Ashley...
No, it's not me.
...is okay.
Fine.
Co-host. favorite co-host?
I don't feel like we're co-hosts. I feel like you're the main guy and I'm like the sidekick.
No.
No, but I'm not upset about it.
I don't think so.
I think that's the way. That's
the way people perceive
Slytherin
us.
sidekick.
Slith. Okay, so we are going to head back to our trip in April. Okay.
Right. I know. Now that we're getting further away from it, it's getting harder for me to remember.
Well, luckily for us, we did discuss the day that we're going to discuss today. Discuss. How many times can I say?
Discussed it.
Discuss.
We discussed it.
Discuss amongst yourselves. So we did go to Animal Kingdom on our third day of the trip.
I don't know.
I think it was day 3, right?
I think so. Hollywood Studio. Yeah, because remember we had to do Magic Kingdom back to back because of the availability.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure AK was day 3.
Yes. Okay. Gotcha. You are
I mean,
correct.
if we're not right about it, it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't. Okay, so so we went to Disney's Animal Kingdom on the Wednesday.
Can we do a sidebar real quick?
Do a sidebar.
I just want to, do a sidebar and talk about how the first time I went to Animal Kingdom, it was like I didn't really have to be there. I don't know how to describe it.
Okay.
It was not really like my...
You didn't feel...
Yeah, I didn't. I wasn't
Animal Kingdom-y.
super into it, and I know everyone's going to like gasp when I say this, but it kind of felt zoo-ish. Like great zoo-ish.
Now, the first time you were there was in 2013? May 2012? No, we didn't meet then.
We didn't. No. Yes, I was there with someone
May
else.
2013 is when we went.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, because I thought our first trip we didn't go to Animal Kingdom.
Oh, yeah, we didn't. You're right.
So
it'll be July 20...
Sometime, yeah, in 2013 we went. Because that year we went a ton of times.
July...
Yeah.
Was it? No.
Yes, I know we met with Holly and Pete in Animal Kingdom.
2014.
Right, you're right.
2014.
But did we go to Animal Kingdom when we were there with your parents?
I don't think so.
Molly and Mike? Okay.
I don't think we did.
Okay, so 2014.
Yeah.
But to me, it felt the least like the other Disney parks, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But it wasn't up on the level for me personally. Now I really like Animal Kingdom a lot. So that's been probably one of the biggest shifts for me is that I just really love Animal Kingdom now. And Dinosaur and the Black Sheets. I don't have to go into that, but I just wanted to do a little quick sidebar.
Right.
Yeah.
Animal Kingdom has rallied. I think it has become well. It actually for a few years, Animal Kingdom was the second most visited park. So first, obviously, it was Magic Kingdom, and then it was Animal Kingdom, and then it was Epcot, then Studios, because Studios for a long time
for a while, there, yeah,
when it was under construction, there was nothing there. So why people were going?
Kind of like Future World.
Kind of like Future World is right now. It is super construction walls everywhere. So very much so. So we headed into Animal Kingdom, and remember, this is April during 2021. So there's still a lot of COVID restrictions in place at this point. And we decided, of course, we're like, okay, there's no Fast Pass. So we decided we wanted to go head to Flight of Passage first. So we headed over to Flight of Passage.
Yeah.
And the line for Flight of Passes stretched all the way to Harambe Village. Mm-hmm. In Africa.
Which, sounds worse than it is. how long did we actually end up waiting? It was under an hour.
It was under an hour.
Yeah.
It did move quickly, but we were far out of Pandora.
Walking to get to the end of the line, it was like the line just kept going.
It did. That was the longest part. We had to go all the way out, like you walk into Pandora, and then you walk, we walked all the way back across the bridge along the water there. all the way over to Harambe Village.
I mean, think about it, though. If you think about Animal Kingdom, it makes sense because the walkways are smaller. If you go into another park, like Hollywood Studios, the queue for Mickey and Minnie's could kind of zigzag it around out into that open area. You can't really do that in Pandora or Animal Kingdom in general.
Right.
You have to kind of just do a straight line back somewhere along the walkway, and so it just looks really long.
Yeah. Yes. So it... Okay. Oh my gosh. Anyway, there was a big thump upstairs. Anyway, so it was a very long line. You know, it was intimidating at first because you're like, oh my gosh, how long is this going to take? But it moved very, very fast. It did. There was a spot where like the sun was rising still because this was early in the morning, because you have to realize that the park was not open for that long. Yeah. Like at this point, the Animal Kingdom was closing at 5:00 that day. So we also didn't do our normal like go back, and relax type of thing. We did not do that. We were staying at Polynesian, so we had to take a bus. Which everybody's taking a bus to Animal Kingdom. There's no other way to get there. But so we did, stay there all day, and then we went on Flight of Passage, and Harrison was newly 6 at the time, and he struggled not with the ride.
No, not with the ride.
But the dark room before that.
Yeah, the pre-show situation, and then, or whatever that would be called, right? The pre-show.
We're linking,
and also when he went to go sit down on the ride, like he was talking about that little screen that's there. Like I think he was afraid of the avatar. Yeah. A little bit, like his brain was sort of confusing what was really happening and what isn't. Right. So, but he enjoyed the ride.
Yes. Which the ride is. We've talked about it in the past, every time. But it's so good.
It is.
I mean, it
was moving.
Wow. Yeah, it's just one heck of a ride.
It was cool to be on it with Harrison for the first time. Look over and see him experiencing it was really neat. Yeah.
I mean, it's totally worth it. Totally incredible. But you could tell. So something weird did happen before we got on the ride. We actually were about to go. Did the pre-show stuff. We were about to board the ride when a man. Disney was on top of it. When a man had his mask off the whole ride.
Or was it the whole ride?
Or at least right at the end, they didn't notice because it was dark, and then he like had his nose exposed and everything. So they had to sanitize that entire section of the ride, vehicles. So we actually were delayed a little bit, so we had to leave that entire spot, go through the pre-show again in a different pod, I guess, right? And then got on the ride finally. But they immediately, they basically sort of the guy working our first ride, vehicle, did get upset. You could tell he was upset with the guy. It was like, oh, great. Now, now I have to literally wipe down this entire room,
right? Which I'm sure that they're doing, and they were doing at least in some capacity anyways, like maybe handlebars and that type of thing, but they had to probably do this whole protocol. And this is what I'm assuming happened, because I saw it happen in other rides, not as bad, but any ride where you have to wear glasses, people were pulling down their masks under their nose because the fog that's created between the 3D glasses or whatever and your mask was preventing people from seeing the ride. So I think that's what was happening. Not saying that that's an excuse, but I'm sure that that's why he was doing it. And he's probably like, I can't see anything.
So he was doing it, but they caught him, with his mask, his nose exposed. So they had to redo everything, which is fine, whatever. That's a good thing, because Disney's on it. So then we finally did get to go on it, and it was great, So we get off Flight of Passage, and we didn't do Na'vi right away. right? We left
No,
the
we
area?
left the area. We were using that Lines app, and I think
yeah, it
most of
was
the
a
time, no, I think
Mistake.
like with anything, it's an alternative to like the Disney. What's the Disney one?
My Disney experience.
My Disney experience. It's supposed to be more accurate. I think it kind of can depend. A lot of times it paid off for us to be using it because the wait times for like Big Thunder Mountain were totally off, but the Lines app had it right. But this is the one time it failed us. It failed us when we went over to the safari. We decided to do that next because it said it was a good time to do it and the wait was only going to be 25 minutes. I think we waited for like an hour. And it was right when the sun was probably at the hottest part of the day. There was no shade in the line. And it just kind of kept going on and on and on. I mean, now the safari is cool. And we had a good time on it. But I wouldn't have waited an hour if I had known.
So that by far was the most unpleasant experience of the trip. Mm-hmm. Waiting in the line was super long.
Yep.
And here's the thing. People say, and there's like this phenomena people talk about, or like it's just like a I don't know, I guess a stigma of Animal Kingdom is that Animal Kingdom hot is different from any other, parks temp, right? Because you are surrounded by plants and foliage and, bamboo and trees almost everywhere you go in Animal Kingdom. And this especially, except for maybe Dino Land, this area where they had us walking and waiting in the line for Kilimanjaro was just like no airflow. It just was not a good spot.
You know what I have to say too, and this is really petty, but we were taken kind of back behind the scenes, like in a park.
Which is never good. I don't like
no,
that.
we had to do it for Smuggler's Run too, but to me it didn't seem like as big of a deal because of what was back there.
Yeah, good.
No,
this time they did. The first time we didn't have to do that. The second time,
I know, but I'm just
Run.
saying we had been back behind there, and it
I
didn't
don't
feel like I was totally being taken out of it as much. This, with the way it was done, it was like we were being taken out of it, totally like going towards like some sort of cast member, something parking lot, not cast member, but something that was for.
I think it was for a parade.
Members,
it was for
whatever.
The old Mickey and Minnie's.
And there were just
Jungle
turnstiles
Jams
back
parade.
there, and the sun was just beating down, and it was not pleasant.
No,
I mean,
and it took forever.
Yeah.
We were hot because at that point it just got hotter, and there's all these people. It's social distancing sort of at that point because when you're back in some weird backstage area, there's not a lot of Disney cast members around. I mean, there were.
No, and you know what? It was. Not only was the Lines app wrong, but my Disney experience, because I was looking at both. They were both off. It was way longer than either of them said. And, that could just be everyone saw it and was like, okay, well, this is where we're going next. And we just got there at a bad time. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it was a very unpleasant. At that one point which was probably close to the end, had it been in a location that was easy to get out of the queue, I think we would have left. But we weren't in a spot at that point where we could walk out because of all the trees and stuff around us.
So note to self, if you're staying at Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge with a Savannah View room, skip Kilimanjaro Safaris because it is nowhere. I mean, Kilimanjaro Safaris is great. I'm not disparaging that.
It is cool, but I don't think it's worth the 60-minute wait.
And that was the flagship attraction for when Disney's Animal Kingdom opened. I mean, that was a big deal. And it is.
I'm going to backtrack and say I think it was. We thought we were going to wait half the amount of time we waited, and it was the worst time to wait in line during the day. I think we were in that line at night, which we couldn't have been because the park wasn't open then. But I think if you could be in that line at night and it was between 30 and 45 minutes, it would be fine.
Yes.
But it was the wrong time, and it was too long.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. It was. And there was a lot of... it was stressful, too. The line itself was stressful.
Yeah.
Because there were people in scooters and stuff, and it was unclear where when they were supposed to ditch their scooter and when they weren't supposed to ditch their scooter. It wasn't
very clearly marked here.
So, and there was just, it was not, that was definitely, if I had one experience on the last trip that I would wish I didn't, well, no, that's not true, because there's one other one. But that in a park, the people at the Polynesian. In a park, this was definitely just not a very pleasant experience. And, the safari is great itself, but it's also something that I don't know. I mean, unless you're, it is incredible that Disney was able to do this, like basically give you a safari type experience in Central Florida, is really neat. And you do see a lot of amazing animals that you would never see.
And it is a longer attraction.
It is.
It
is. I don't know. To me, it's like, it's cool. I would like to do it. There's one other time I would like to do it. That's later at dusk. Like, at night. I would like to do, because they have done that in the past where it's, later in the day. I feel like it'd be hard
to see.
Later no, they have lighting systems up that aren't affecting the animals.
Okay.
So it's kind of cool. I would like to do that once, but other than that, I mean, I've done it so many times at this point. It's just, to me, it's if you don't have a fast pass and the line's long, I don't know. Just that's totally up to you. There's a lot of other big attractions now in Animal Kingdom, that are not even, like, you could go see the tigers and the gorillas just by walking.
Right.
Yes. It's another experience. So
yeah.
But anyway, and then obviously if you stay at Animal Kingdom Lodge, you've got the Savannah View, which totally recommend, which is we've talked about in previous podcasts. So then did we get a snack, a lunch after this, or what did we do after this?
Maybe we did I feel like we grabbed a late lunch, and that was when we ate at Satuli.
Yeah.
Because we didn't stay at the park the whole time. Like, we left before it closed.
Yeah.
This day.
Yeah.
So I don't think we did that next. I think we went to Everest next. Is that possible?
Yeah, I think so.
And we swapped.
Right, we did a rider swap.
Because I think it was like a 5-minute wait, so we decided to do that, or 10 minutes. And remember, this is where we had that situation the day before, or some other day, we were at Magic Kingdom, and maybe it was the trip before, I don't remember.
Yeah.
We went on Space Mountain. Harrison was possibly going to go on, so he waited in the line with us. We got up to the top. He decided he didn't want to ride, so you were able to wait off to the side with him. So I asked a cast member about it at Everest, because, again, he was tall enough.
Yeah.
And when we got up there, he didn't want to ride, and they made the 2 other people go back. Like, you couldn't wait off to the side with them.
Yeah.
They made you go back. They did. And it's like, we couldn't plan to scan the fast passes. I mean, I guess you could do that anyways. But he was thinking about going on. So that's why we did that. So then that ended up being like the other person had to wait the 10 minutes again, which was only 10
scan the magic bands.
What did I say?
You said fast passes.
Scan the magic bands, yes.
Yeah, because there was no fast pass, but there is still the child swap thing. Yeah, no, that was weird.
So
I was like, what was the point then? I was like,
why did I ask someone that we could do this, and why were we allowed to do it over here?
Right, it didn't make a lot of sense. But luckily it was a very short line.
Then, I
think
it
moved very quickly.
Yeah.
But yeah, what a great ride, though. Everest is still awesome, no matter what. It's just so great.
Yeah.
I mean, wish the Yeti worked, but, whatever. Everything else is awesome.
You say it every time.
I do. I'm going to keep saying it. Fix that Yeti.
Yeah.
Behind the Attraction, I think, starts tomorrow. The new show on Disney Plus, guys. Okay. All about specific attractions, which I guess people who've watched it say it's amazing. It's like it's absolutely 100% worth watching.
Well, all the stuff they've done like that, like the Imagineering story, I mean, all that stuff's been really good. So.
I really feel like there should be a whole channel dedicated to Disney theme parks. They have so many theme parks, they could do this.
I mean, you and I could host it.
We should.
I mean, let's pitch this.
Let's pitch it.
Disney needs us.
Pitches.
Pitches.
That's right. Let's do it. Yeah. So Everest was great. Harrison did not want to go on it. I mean, it's too intense. I mean, he could go on it though, right? Or no? That was the one he couldn't.
He's 44.
Oh.
He's 48 inches.
Oh, okay. So he can. So, but yeah, I did really like the merch in there. They had some really cool merchandise in that Yeti gift shop.
I feel like they usually do.
Yeah, Anandapur gifts or whatever. It's really, I don't know.
And you know
really
what?
good.
I really like this line cue.
Yeah.
I just do. It's cool.
It is really, really detailed, really cool. It feels like, it's all Nepal, decorations. It's incredible. It's really well done. Yeah, so the line cue is great. The ride, obviously, is fantastic. We had a really good, I'm glad we decided to do it, because it's like we should still do it. We're here. It's 10 minutes. Nobody's even around. Which
For
is
some
weird.
reason, Everest never, and our friends had went shortly before that, and that was like a 5-minute ride. Some of the times they were able to stay on it without getting off the ride because no one was in line.
It's so weird.
For some reason, people just aren't going to Everest right now.
Asia used to be the most popular section of the park.
Yeah.
For years, Asia was very popular because they had Kali River Rapids, and it had,
Why do you think that is? I mean, as
Everest.
someone that loves dinosaur, I'm obviously aware of the fact that most people like Everest more than dinosaur. It seems odd to me that we waited way longer for dinosaur than Everest ever was the entire time we were there. Every time I looked, it was like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 8 minutes, 2 minutes. Why is no one in line for Everest? Is its capacity more? Not really.
I don't know. It's an older attraction at this point. Everybody wants to be in Pandora.
Yeah, but then why is dinosaur not that way? We waited like 45 minutes for dinosaur.
It could just be the flow of the traffic that day,
It was like that every day we were there. I looked.
So dinosaur is more popular than Everest?
Mm-hmm.
T-Bone
said the same thing. It was longer.
I think there's just more capacity at Everest. Like you could get more people on per hour.
Maybe.
You know what I mean? You probably can.
Probably.
Is my guess.
I guess. Yeah.
Because you think about it, you could fit a lot of people into one train.
Dinosaur also has a lower height requirement, so maybe that.
Dinosaur's also longer of an attraction.
Oh yeah, that's probably
so,
like you said.
Yeah, but
still surprising to me because on before COVID, I feel like that was never the case.
People love dinosaur.
I mean, there's a lot of us out there, I guess.
Black sheets.
I mean,
and glow in the dark black lights.
Dino heads.
Not our dino.
Oh my gosh, we had the most fun on that ride.
We did. So, did we go on it twice or just once?
We remember that's what he picked. So
twice. We did go twice. And then after Everest, we went to Dinosaur?
I think we went to Dinosaur.
The first time.
Then we came back and went to Navi River, Satuli, and then we let him pick thinking we would go on Flight of Passage again, and he picked Dinosaur.
Yeah. That's what I'm getting some PTSD. Ashley was quite severe this day. She was going through some issues, feminine issues, and just her normal.
Glad that you just decided.
I was going to tell everybody because it was rough. I was trying to keep it together for my son because poor Ash. No, I'm trying to be nice to you.
Are you? Because you better rein it in.
I'm
going south real quick.
See.
You're talking about my feminine issues on the podcast, where we have 10,000 people listening to it. So, I think I'm entitled to. Whoa. Now, I mean, it's part of life, but it was severe.
I mean, severe to the point where,
Okay.
No. Let me just explain. Okay, let me just explain.
If you say too much, you're going to trash this whole episode. So I would tread
carefully.
No,
I am. Let me just say this as carefully as possible. It was just intensity. There were a couple hours on this day where it was very intense, very intense. the attitude that Ashley had, just the attitude.
Well, part of that is just dealing with Jim in general.
No, that's not true.
No.
So, but we did make it.
Thank you for sharing that.
We did make
Let's
it.
move on.
Ash 316 is getting ready.
I don't think we need to talk about my cycle on the
It's
podcast.
getting ready to open up. But anyway, so we did go to Dinosaur, had a great time. We did. Harrison loved it so much that he would pick it again to go on.
Yeah.
And then we would constantly kind of repeat the lines from the ride over and over again because we
the
love
left, right, left, right.
Yeah.
They're not going to make it.
Left, right. They're not going to make it.
Which is funny that he likes this ride and he's sort of afraid of other rides because I know a lot of kids.
They're super afraid.
This is like the one ride that
Shannon
they won't
is
go
super
on.
afraid of this. Shannon is a 40-year-old woman, a really old 40-year-old.
She's not 40 yet.
Speaking
of which, one of us just turned 40.
She's going to be 40 real soon.
One of us just turned 40.
Shannon the Cannon, 40.
JB Michaels.
JB Michaels is 40 and looking great, by the way. So, just got to say, looking great. I don't feel like I look 40. Do I look 40 to you?
I'm not giving you a compliment after you talked about my
40?
mood on my cycle at Disney
There
World.
was some moody stuff. Okay.
Oh my gosh, you guys.
Hashtag moody. Hashtag help.
Hashtag die. It was also hot, and
You're hot.
Don't try it.
You're hot.
No, gross.
You're so hot.
It's disgusting. He's not wrong. It was rough. But it was also, it was a rough day for a number of reasons.
Right.
There was other stuff going on, but
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but anyway, so
some of the stuff I said was, I think, earned.
No. No.
We're reviewing it now at a different time of the month. I still stand by it.
No, I'll stand by you. I'll stand by you.
And Harrison's like, guys, don't fight.
Don't let nobody hurt you.
Oh my gosh, come on.
Anyway, okay. So we did do Dinosaur. Then we decided, hey, we probably should get some food. We did the Triceratops spin thing. Oh, no, that was the last thing we did. It was the very last thing we did. But we did, so we went back to Satu'li, or the Pandora after this. And we, God bless you. God bless you. God bless you, my love. Okay, guys. So,
did you? It's always four. Sorry.
I'm gonna write a manual. Okay, of all the things I deal with.
Sneezes or something you deal with?
All the health
I'm sorry,
issues.
I sneezed.
All the health issues that we deal with constantly. So we did go back and we went on Navi River, which is just such a pleasant, really great experience. I really like it a lot. I know you don't like the Navi lady at the end.
No, she's okay. She's okay.
The shaman.
I know.
Of
I said she's
something.
okay. Move on.
Don't see.
Go die.
Whoa.
Well,
go die.
You started it. Want to talk about my attitude?
I mean,
you're gonna get it.
Where would I go die? You know what I mean?
I don't care where. Backyard.
Just
so many places.
Are there animals that just go to a spot and then this is it? I'm gonna die over here.
Dogs do that.
They do?
Yeah, they kind of go lay in a spot.
Oh.
How do you not know that?
Let's not talk about this. This is too intense. I have experienced these things. Yeah. So, but anyway. So we had a great time on Navi River. Just a very pleasant experience. Harrison really liked it. Harrison, of course, remember, this time he's 6, so, these things are really popping for him. He's coming alive. It's coming alive for him.
Actually, we did notice a big difference between the trip in January and the April trip. He kind of, shifted and was more aware of things our second time around.
Yeah.
In, just the span of a few months.
Yes. It's amazing the mind of a child.
Yes.
Yes, it's pretty
We
amazing.
definitely, I mean, we talked about this already, but just a brief overview. The first trip in 2020, we did not bring 2020?
No.
2021.
21.
Yeah.
It's January.
We did not bring a stroller for him, and he did very well.
He
He did
it
very well in April,
again.
too, but it was hotter, and it was a longer trip. So,
Yeah.
you know, there was more hold me, you know,
Which I was happy to
situations.
do. You know, because I love him.
You can just make up whatever you want on the podcast. It's fine.
No, I don't make it up because
No,
you
you're
want
like,
to
Harrison,
touch
I'm
him.
not going to hold you.
You're like, get away.
No, I was imitating you. You bring it out of me.
Your souls are mine. So then we went over to Satuli Canteen,
We did.
and I think I had a like chicken bowl, I tried something different. I usually get those cheeseburger pods, which are fantastic.
Yeah.
But I did do a different thing this time.
Yeah,
I really liked it.
I didn't like my bowl.
You didn't like your bowl?
You know, I did something different, and it wasn't that it was bad. It just like the sauce was a little too creamy, and it just was too much for my stomach when it was.
That did not help matters.
Okay.
So
If you
so
don't,
so
if you don't.
so I had one. I liked it. You're right. I wasn't like. I thought mine was good.
I wonder if they sort of changed it because I don't remember there being the same type of options the last time we were there. It was just sort of like a rice bowl. You know, now it's like pick the meat that you want, pick the topping, which is nice. It's probably more customizable for people, but it was a little bit more than, I'm pretty sure the last time we were there, it was like just a chicken bowl or a pork bowl, and there wasn't all this sauce type situations.
Saucy
Situations. And then Harrison got a hot dog, which, was
I did
not
not
to
want
his
it.
standards because it was like more of a gourmet hot dog and not,
It was
one
in
that
like
looked
the
like and tasted like plastic, so it wasn't good enough.
yeah. It was wrapped in like a croissant type of thing, right? It was like
Which here's my beef with that.
my beef.
Is that kids, just like you can get that really great macaroni and cheese from Costco, you guys know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And most kids would still prefer Kraft just because that's how kids
Right.
are. Now, not every kid, but a lot of kids. So I wish that they didn't do stuff like this at all the restaurants.
Right.
Just give them the cheap, crappy stuff. That's what the kids want.
Right.
Right. Give me dino nuggets that seem like they've been freezer burnt and a regular hot dog.
Dino nugs. You're right. I feel
Because
good about it.
every time we go somewhere like that, we end up having to fight with
Get
him
something
about
else.
eating it. Then he
Right.
cries and he's hungry, and then you and I have to scarf the food down and go get him a pretzel from a
Go get
pretzel
some
stand.
other thing,
and
yeah.
there's a giant line for that.
Yeah,
And then he's
yeah.
crying, and we're all crying.
Right. So we did, all of us at this point at Satuli we were all testy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because at this point, like the food wasn't, normally Satuli's
We
fantastic.
really like, yeah.
But Ash did like hers, Harrison did like his, I was the only one who liked mine.
But I'll say mine was due to my own choices. It just
Right.
wasn't
Right.
what I should have gotten.
Right. And Ash and I have this thing where sometimes we could get into couple cycles, is what I call it. Where like we are super aware.
This is the first of me hearing this.
We are super aware of like our feelings. Like we are very empathic, with not empath. Yeah, empathic with each other. So like I can sense when she's not doing well. She can sense when I'm not doing well. And then we try to, sometimes we can like use that our feelings sort of against each other, but not like, but it's more like out of like our intentions are good. Like,
Okay, now wait a second.
we want our.
Wait a minute. No, stop. Because
We want
you got
the
to
best.
talk about my cycle, so I get to talk about this.
But we.
JB, stop. I've earned this. One of us, and he's not going to agree on here, but I can tell you for sure, one of us, when he's talking about these couple cycles, really means that we're kind of putting a brave face on for Harrison, and we're also in Disney, and we're trying to power through it. But we're also using those empathic powers against each other.
Sometimes.
And one of us
Sometimes.
always initiates it, and one of us does it to retaliate. And I'm going to let you assume who is who.
Ashley does all the wrong stuff.
JB, when I'm already struggling, just tries to push me down further, and I just try to just
That's not
give
true.
it to him. And I'm just like, you are the most infuriating human being on the planet. And if you're married, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Well, so...
I'm already
okay.
on the struggle bus, and
I mean, she's on the struggle bus, like...
and that happened in 2013.
Right,
I just
it
got
did.
on the struggle bus, November 23rd.
Shut up. Okay. So, no, but we do. Like, here's the thing. No, here's where it comes from. No, really. This is honest to God. And I'm just being real.
This is not the whole family thing. Don't even bring it up. That's not what it is, you being nice. Is that what you're about to say?
No.
And how I like sarcasm and how I'm...
No.
That.
And that's another thing. That's not what I'm talking about, though.
Better not be.
No, what Ash and I want, though, here's the thing about Ash and I. We want the best for each other, and we want the best, like, experience for each other. But sometimes what winds up happening is that we make it worse because, like, we're upset that the other person's upset. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Like, and we kind of sometimes get into a little cycle, like if we address the upsetting part of it.
JB will say, like, he was basically acknowledging that I was crabby, and I was, but I viewed it through that lens at the time as you
an attack,
bringing it up and like just focusing on it, where I was just like, let's just keep going. Right. You know, I'm trying to get myself out of it. Don't keep saying this is so bad. This is so
and
bad.
We do that to each other.
Making it worse.
Right. We do it to each other.
We
so
do.
like then it flips the other way.
One of us does it more than the other one.
Right. Not me. So I'm kidding. Well, because I'm usually the one who's been in a better mood.
My gosh, you guys.
So you're right.
He lies to me all the time.
You're right, actually.
Actually. Oh my gosh. Go die. I'm serious.
No, but...
I love you.
But really, at the end of the day, it's because we care about each other. But we also are super in tune with each other's emotions. Like, we really are. Like, it's weird. Nothing gets past the two. Like, we
well, I think most married couples are like that.
We're linked in that way. You know, yes. I mean, I think married couples are. And I don't know if most, but who knows? I don't have much to go on.
Have you been married before?
I have.
Oh, how many times?
3 times.
Okay. How do I rank in the marriages?
Definitely 12th. Okay, so...
That's good.
I'm kidding. So that sort of can happen, you know, because, like, in our heads, like, it's like we want this to be a great day. It's vacation. It's something that we, like, work hard for, and we... you know, want to go well and go smooth. So then not only, like, do you have adversity, and sometimes that can happen. Expectations get, you know, kind of, you know, sometimes that just happens. You just have to learn to roll with it sometimes.
And you know what? It's one of those things, too, like, it can spiral very quickly, like, by JB saying something which he thinks is going to help, like, let's just acknowledge this. Then I sit there and feel guilty for feeling that way, and now I'm dealing with crabbiness and other issues, now guilt.
We both have guilt. We both have guilt. I have super guilt issues. You know, just because I'm Catholic.
I feel like this podcast has pivoted into.
This is good
marriage
for people to know. It's good for people to know.
Not counseling. We're not in the position to counsel.
No. People.
No one's reading that from this. But I think part of it, too, is expectations. You know, even at Disney, no vacation is going to be without its flaws and imperfections.
Sometimes I view...
totally derailed.
Right. Like, sometimes I view, like, you not having a good time as a failure for me.
What's the first time you're saying that?
It makes me feel bad. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well,
it makes me feel bad.
And I'm glad that No, I'm just totally kidding.
You know what I mean? Like,
no, that makes me feel bad. That's not at all what it is. It's my own hormones.
And then I do
it's
the
just-
same, and then I kind of react, and then it spirals, and then I say dumb things. You know what I mean? It's just, it happens.
I mean, that's life, guys.
It does. So, but anyway, but what's great about this story is that we rallied.
We did.
And we wound up having a wonderful, evening. So we had, somewhat food, and then we had Harrison. We're like, Harrison, Flight of Passage is right here. Ash and I were lobbying. I mean, to be honest, we were totally lobbying for Flight of Passage, both of us. And then he said, "No, I want to do dinosaurs." So we
were
went.
like, "Are you sure?"
Yeah, we went to. Are you sure, really? Because Flight of Passage is amazing.
We're like, "We'll get you ice
And
cream.
we're
if
right
we can
here.
Go on Flight of
Right
Passage."
here.
Yeah, but he picked. But we honored his choice to go on dinosaur, and we just walked over there and made the best of it. Which I love dinosaurs, so it didn't take much effort for me. And I know you like it too.
Yeah.
And we got to do Flight of Passage, so it
Yeah.
wasn't like we didn't get to do it, and we just had a great time. And
We did.
I almost thought that we were going to be able to stay on it a third
because it
time.
was emptying out.
And this couple, which I'm not upset, but they were like running down the stairs.
Yeah, I think they just did it.
to get
They
there.
probably did.
Otherwise, they probably would have let us stay on. There
Right.
was no one in
Yeah.
the queue. So
It was cool. It's what a great ride. So we did Dinosaur one more time, and then we had a little bit of time, and then we went on the Triceratops spin, which is just like Dumbo with Triceratops. We did that, and then we just had a pleasant stroll out of there, and and I believe that night Harrison and I went to the pool by ourselves. You guys sneeze again? 4 times. Go ahead, get it out. 1.
just one.
Just give me a 1.
It's just because there was like a tickle left in my
A
nose.
tickle.
Here you
That
go.
was a
Do you
tickle.
want this?
That was a tickle in my nose. Okay, so
It's from the sun. I'm allergic to the sun.
yes, definitely. So we did, rally, had a great night. Then we went. Harrison and I were the only 2 people in the pool, which he thought was the greatest thing ever. It was really special, and it was also the lava pool at the Polynesian. I mean,
Great.
how
Doesn't get
amazing
better
is
than
that? And
Yeah.
the Grand Floridian is lit up. The castle's lit up in the distance.
You know that I'm in the room.
You're in the
just in the
room
best
being a
mood
big
ever.
Crank. I was like, let's go to the pool. We need to get away. And then, so we did. We had a wonderful time. And then some kids came to the pool, but there was only a couple. But it was really nice. It was very pleasant. But that was our 3rd day, the Animal Kingdom day, for our last trip. So anything else to add, Ash, or? Okay.
No. I don't think
Left,
so.
right, left. We're not gonna make it. They're not gonna make it. So
Gosh.
such
And you
a
always
great ride.
forget how scary it is at the end. I mean, it's kind of
It is.
intense.
It is. And I hope they never change the film Claire Huxtable, the guy from Draft Day. Yeah, I mean,
The
so
Time
good.
Rover
It's
guy.
the Time Rover.
You guys, if you have not watched Draft Day, you should. Whether
Yeah.
you're a sports fan or not.
And I believe it was Draft Day that day, or no, maybe it was the next day. It was the next night.
maybe it was the next night, yeah.
Yeah, but
It's a great movie.
It
I mean,
is.
maybe if you're not a sports fan, but you don't have to be even like a football fan. I
Right.
think if you just like sports, it's a
it's
great
a great
movie.
movie.
Yes.
Yeah. So that was a random side note, but it was draft day this week. It was draft week. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, please rate, review us on Apple Podcasts, iTunes. No, those are the same thing. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Deezer, wherever you listen to the podcast. YouTube, comment. Let us know how we're doing.
Yeah, we've been
Share.
spiking on YouTube.
Yeah, subscribe, like. That helps us out.
Write us an email.
Spread the love. Share us. But what else is there, Ash? Anything else to add real quick?
No.
Oh, yeah. The exclusive episodes are available right now
On
on Magic in the Midwest podcast.bandcamp.com, where you can find lots of exclusive. There's like 55 exclusive episodes.
It's a lot.
Which is insane. And there's more going to be added, of course, for as little as $3 a month.
You guys, you got to check those out because it's
They're
where
funny.
JB kind of hits his stride, and you get lots of impressions
Right. A little more voices come out.
Yeah,
more.
And we've been in... by the time we're recording those, we've been in front of each other for a long period of time, and we're kind of over it.
Right.
And sometimes you can tell
the
opinions come out.
Yeah.
The real Ash 316.
You don't have any makeup on, but you're beautiful.
Is that some... That
you are.
A little...
You are.
I don't know.
Just letting you know.
Backhanded.
It's not backhanded.
Are you being...
No, it's just the light's hitting you. You just look really pretty.
Thank you.
You know?
Because it's dark.
The lighting is just right, though.
It's dark.
Okay, so... Okay, everybody.
The lighting is just right, 'cause there's none.
From the Midwest. See you later.